Neil. I'm Eliot Rupe. Been a PJ in the Air Force for 20 years. Getting ready to retire in just a few months, and I've been a volunteer with the Four Winds Professional Guild. I switched from operator mode to support mode, so instead of doing the work, I'm the administrator in the background, making sure budgets are paid and things are done. And it's humbling but exciting, and I'm really looking forward to see where that goes. But I'm really excited to kind of start taking everything I've learned over my life of excitement and kind of create something new and awesome with other godly people who want to solve kind of these problems we have going on today, I think, in our society. So tell me about yourself, Neil.
Living in God's country now, here in North Idaho. Retired 6 years ago, 2020, in the peak of COVID. Brought my wife, my 4 kids at the time, sold our dream home in San Diego and bought a 40-foot Class C RV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry, it was a Class A. It was a luxury coach.
Oh.
And it was, I think, the best year of the Dyer tribe life. It's, if nobody's ever done it, if you guys have never done it, give it like a month or two with the family.
Yeah.
It's kind of a game changer. We did a solid year in the RV, and it taught me a lot. It was kind of like outside of like you feeling like you're living on vacation every single day.
Yeah.
Because it does, and it's really cool. You don't have to worry about your home and all the chores and animals and all that stuff. But yeah, we lived in an RV for a little over a year in the height of COVID, upon my retirement from the Navy, and we knew prior to selling our house that God wanted us to move from Southern California upon retirement. We weren't sure where, and then we just started doing reconnaissance around the Pacific Northwest, found Idaho, and it was pretty clear to me and my wife. He was saying, go, and don't worry about a home. Find a church first.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And it was up until a month before my go time, my green light to leave the command was there, and we still didn't have a home, but completely cool as a cucumber and content with what we're hearing the Lord say, and just be faithful, find a church, and I got the rest.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that was 6 years ago.
Where did you go on your journeys, your van journeys?
Straight up here.
Really?
Our plan was to travel the entire United States and see all the spots, because all the kids are homeschooled. And on our time of departure, San Diego, we were at 5 kids. So my wife didn't have a baby in the RV part, though we discussed it. we chose to do something else. So we had a midwife, and
Nice.
so at the point of departure, it was 5 kids and me and my wife.
Nice.
But we beelined it straight up here from San Diego. Plan was to travel for like a solid month or 2 even, and travel. But we came up because like 2 or 3 months before that, we started a nonprofit called Warriors Rest, which we started building down south and doing all the nonprofit paperwork and all that stuff.
In San Diego?
In San Diego, yeah. Still on active duty, organizing that. And so by the time we left, it was a month before we were leaving. We went into escrow for our house that we bought unseen in North Idaho, which is terrifying knowing what I know now about 0 building permits. So it's kind of could be a blessing or a curse depending on who built your house. So we're finding that out 6 years later on the things we need to do to our house, but it's been a blessing regardless, and we can talk more about that later. But yeah, we came straight up here to start the nonprofit and dial in the house, and is kind of cool. Like the second we moved in, we just started with barbecues and breaking bread, getting folks, because we'd already started going to the church, watching it online, talking to people from the congregation. It was really cool. And we felt welcomed, very welcomed.
That's awesome.
Coming up here. And every Saturday we just started barbecuing with the community up on our Goat Trail Road.
That's awesome.
And we've been doing work on the house till even right now.
Yeah, right?
6 years later, but that's it. It's an elephant, and you got to take one bite at a time. And God's definitely helping me with my patience in that. But
What'd you do in the Navy?
so I retired out of the SEAL teams. I didn't do all 20 in the teams. I started out as an undesignated seaman, chip and paint, painting boats, all that stuff, because my ASVAB was lower than normal.
Nice.
That of, Bubba Gump or Forrest Gump. Bubba Gump shrimp.
Isn't that how you clean a boat in the Navy, is you paint it?
Pretty much.
I don't remember.
I wasn't a good undesignated seaman at all. Just paint over the red spots.
You're a firefighter and paint? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, oh man, if we could put paint in the fire hoses, that would have done a lot. Ingenuity in the Navy doesn't work.
Right.
But no, I joined the Navy right after high school, and more or less I joined to avoid going to jail or overdosing or
Making bad choices?
yeah, living terribly. And so it was a conviction. I wasn't a believer by any means when I joined, and I don't know if there was a conviction saying to go do better, and that I was better than what I was doing, which didn't make any sense and didn't believe it anyways, but I had to do something. So joined the Navy colorblind in an ASVAB that only allotted me 2 jobs in the Navy. Culinary specialist or undesignated seaman. So
You didn't want to cook?
wasn't into it. I kind of am now, but I'm glad I didn't choose that one, because being a bosun's mate got me to be outside and just work. I'm
Nice.
a bit of a doer than most things. And then I saw some SEALs riding our boat and some EOD guys riding our boat on a couple of deployments, and I was always curious what they were and what they were doing. Never seen Navy SEALs movie. I knew what a Navy SEAL was, sort of, but had no clue what other options there were in the Navy. So that was my second conviction, but knew that I couldn't be a SEAL or EOD or anything, of that caliber because of my color vision. I figured I could probably just retake my ASVAB. But again, that was another really hard conviction I had shortly after I joined. And so I just kind of kept pushing and researching how to go about it, how to do it. And I was on my way to being a diver, and I was mud pupping with the divers on our duty station. And mud pupping is just kind of one of those things, I don't know if you guys have it, where it's you're in the regular Air Force or Navy, and then you can go hang out with the guys that you want to learn
cool.
from.
So you almost get like a come and see type of thing?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I was going Navy diver, and they call it mud pupping. Or
Okay.
I think EOD calls it mud pupping as well. There's another term for if you're wanting to go SWIC or SEAL that you can go hang out with those guys if you're close to them. I wasn't close to anybody, but dive locker, and there's a very small EOD contingent where we were at. So I was hanging out with those guys, but EOD, you couldn't be colorblind either.
Yeah.
So I was kind of
Cut the red wire?
Lord, guide my tweezers, guide my scissors, guide everything I'm doing to this nuke. Yeah, I figured that would put everybody else in jeopardy.
Everybody leave. I'm going to try and
yeah.
figure out what color's green.
Yeah, last blanket's up. So, I just kind of quit pushing into the EOD thing, and a lot of guys that were in that dive shop were guys that had tried BUDS, basic underwater demolition SEAL training, more or less
Okay.
the SEAL gauntlet pipeline.
Yeah.
They've tried it before and ended up going diver instead after not making it. So talking with those guys a lot and learning about what it was taking to get the buds, and I don't know what it was. The push for seal was pretty heavy, and I can't explain why, and I was even scared of it because I was talking to other guys like, those guys get shot at. Like, I don't really know anything about guns, and I don't want to get shot at. Like, I don't want to die.
Right.
It seems like a surefire way to do that. And so I was scared. I was scared of, any type of conflict like that. But that conviction just kept pushing, and this kind of leads to the whole testimony of my walk in just having faith in the Lord and the open doors that He presents to you, and to read them as such.
Yeah.
And so and again, I'm not of faith. God uses everything. He uses everybody.
Yeah.
And he was using me in some crazy ways I can't explain. Hindsight now, I was like, aha, kind of things are checking out now.
You can look back and see what God was up to, but in the moment it was just chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete and utter chaos, because I was living in my own sin, like terrible. Still, like everything I was doing in high school was like kind of just bleeding over in the Navy. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was very bad, which brings me back to like working with troubled youth that are in that same boat. It's like, God's using it, man. You just don't know it yet or how, but He is. So it's very interesting. It's amazing, to say the least. And so here I am in the mud pup and in the dive locker, and I had a crazy call to just go to medical and take my vision test.
Whoa.
And I passed it.
Wow.
The only time in my life I passed it.
Whoa. Huh.
Passed by 1 point.
Yeah.
So just enough.
That's passing,
Doctor.
right? Okay.
So past that, and I was just like, that blew my doors off. I'm like, oh, now what?
Yeah.
Guess that door's open. Let's go. And started studying for my ASVAB, and passed my ASVAB, which I'm a terrible test taker as well. Granted, I didn't pass it with flying colors. In fact, I needed a waiver.
Nice.
But that waiver got me to the point in which I was eligible to.
Wow.
So I went back to the dive locker. I'm like, guys, I passed my vision. I got my ASVAB. I'm going SEAL. And they're like, oh.
We'll see.
Because they were going to pull me back to their dive locker, and we had a big old plan.
Nice.
I just threw a wrench in everything.
Wow.
I felt kind of bad, but then they shifted focus, and they're like, well, you're still going to mud pup with us, right? I'm like, I don't know. Can I?
Yeah.
They're like, we can train you for buds.
Nice.
Oh, and it turned into just torture for like the next 6 months.
Whoa.
Hanging out with those guys, like, because they got to scrape keels of ships and barnacles and all that stuff. They're like, all right, Neil, you're going to go scrape. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just line tending and holding for you guys. Like, no, you scrape. I'm like, okay, I don't even know how to get into this gear. He's like, you don't need it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, getting your UDT shorts.
Right.
It's wintertime in Japan, and they had me scraping barnacles, breath holding in shorts. It's like, dude, okay. They're like, do it.
Started introducing hard things.
Yeah, they did a lot of that. So it was cool. It was a really good bond with those guys. Divers, I've got a lot of respect for divers.
Yeah.
Really love the culture, the community, the guys that do it. It was pretty cool. So yeah, finished up there, time hit, and went to Buds. And it's funny because we did a cold weather trip for my mud pup training, which was snowboarding for a week.
Okay.
And if enough of that wasn't enough to say that God's got in control of all of this and pushing me forward, I went off one of the big jumps on the slopes, and in the middle 360 caught the edge and landed on my shoulder. And blew it out. I was in the best shape of my life, ready to go to Buds and just completely crush it. And then I dislocated my shoulder.
Whoa.
And I couldn't use it for like weeks.
Wow.
And I don't know, getting hurt in the same boat, I'm sure, it's like I so much as hurt my pinky or any one of my fingers or my earlobe, and I'm like, oh, I'm broken, I can't work out, and I just get super depressed. It's like, what's it worth? This hurts. Like, I can't move my finger. Definitely can't work legs.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point about legs and fingers.
Well, that was the mentality on where my headspace was. I was like, well, I just completely destroyed my shoulder. I can't do a push-up. Definitely can't do a pull-up.
Yeah.
Like, even running did hurt, so I quit working out, and I was like, well, so much for that dream, but at least it gets me traveling and moving on and doing other things, so we'll see what's going on. So I kept the orders. I didn't cancel anything. I kept the orders, but in that time, that good enough time, that I quit working out completely before going to one of the hardest training pipelines out there, and I started smoking again.
Oh,
and then
that
just
helps.
excessive drinking again, like whatever. It's just like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
And I had that mentality, and then I was like, well, see how far I get it. I check into buds, and it's go time. Luckily, I'm still pretty naive to the whole SEAL culture and everything like that. I watched the class 2, 3, 4 video on Discovery Channel as my training
as your prep
pamphlet and prep. Yeah, it's like they're doing that, so maybe I should do that. But I that was the only knowledge I really had of buds.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was it. Outside of the bad gouge all the divers were giving me,
Right.
because they didn't make it.
Telling you their experience.
Yeah.
And why it was too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I get the buds, and I'm getting it handed to me hard. I'm just like, well, this is not fun. And day one, the instructors knew my name.
Good start.
Yeah, good start. Hey, I'm popular. In the worst way imaginable.
Oh.
Couldn't keep up with the dips. Couldn't keep up with the pull-ups, the runs. I was just green stuff everywhere. But I was still pushing through it. I get done with day one. I'm just like, well, that was pretty terrible. But, okay, I made day one. We'll see what day two looks like.
Wow.
And day three, day four, so on, so forth. And I just went from day to day, and then started going meal to meal as things started pushing on.
Yeah.
And I knew I was getting dropped any moment, which was fine, or maybe I quit. I don't know, but haven't yet. Hasn't been too crazy. It's not that I was enjoying it. I'm not any, whatever that term is. I'm not bashing myself, but it was a day by day thing. And before I knew it, I had graduated with my class through buds.
Wow. First time.
First time.
Nice.
And I, outside of pool comp, which is second phase, that's like the next kind of hell week, trigger hell week, and then you do your pool comp, and that's where the next biggest attrition is for the pipeline, because a lot of guys realize, okay, I can carry logs, I can do hard things, but then they get in the water and they got to learn all the diving
How do I do
stuff.
it without air?
Yeah, and just the whole environment and atmosphere we weren't built for.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? And a lot of guys realize they'd rather do SF, which is cool, but and fine. But that's where a lot of guys just lose that comfortability.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of studs in pool comp.
Yeah.
So during pool comp, I passed it first time.
Nice.
I passed it first time, and I came up. I was like, woo, yeah! I was just like excited. I was like, not many people pass pool comp first try. I'm like, I get to sit out for the next 2 days and just chill, like help guys out of the water. Like, I'm good. And then like the instructor was like, Dyer, what is going on? I'm like, oh yeah! I'm just so excited. I was just like freaking out. And they're like, Dyer, fail! I'm like, my whole world crushed, completely crushed. He failed me because my procedure after coming to surface was, I feel fine.
Yeah.
That's it. I feel fine.
It's the little things.
Just the little things, the dexterity on the fingers, being able to do that. And I'm just like, yeah!
Unfortunately, you felt great.
I felt too.
And they didn't want you to be great. They wanted you to
Facts.
be fine.
That's exactly right. That's exactly it. They just want me
You
to
can
be
feel
okay.
great tonight.
Yeah.
Right now, you need to feel fine.
Yeah. So outside
Awful.
of that, and then I failed the second one. I'm like, that's it, I'm dead.
Oh,
It's
my.
gone.
Yeah.
And then the third time, I passed it.
Wow.
So outside of pool comp, I ended up being carried along through the Lord on all of it first try.
Wow.
Which still I look back like that wasn't me. It could not have been.
Yeah.
So God definitely carried me through buds.
Wow.
And opened those doors. So yeah, I made it through. So got pinned after graduation. Did the buds gauntlet, did the SQT gauntlet, and then got pinned and went to SEAL Team 5.
Wow.
And then from there, just did the rest of my career at the SEAL teams.
The rest is history. Did you ever want to quit?
I don't know.
Nice.
Honestly, I don't know. It's, the thing is in buds, you're doing most of your work on the beach and you're in a Navy town. So there's ships anchored and ships coming and going all the time. And all the instructors are all like, just look out in the ocean, boys.
That could be your
One easy
job.
bell ring and you
Yeah.
could be out there and doing that. And I was
Right.
just like always looking at it like, I don't think I want to go back there. And so as I'm just laying in the surf zone, getting sand and stingrays and all the things. Just like, nah, not yet. Not yet. But that was the time, like the later weeks of first phase is where you start going from, instead of day to day, meal to meal, and then
Sometimes
evolution
step
to
by
evolution.
step,
Oh,
yeah.
bite by bite.
Yeah.
So God definitely carried me through buds in a
That's
huge way.
awesome.
I haven't passed the color vision test since.
Nice.
So I think I'm still colorblind.
I guess it's nice that you don't need to.
Yeah, we have EOD. We bring EOD with us.
It only
to
took
alleviate.
the ones.
Yeah. So
When did you jump out of the plane? When the light turns to a different light.
yes, exactly. Ship's over. That's it.
We
Green
leave
light.
on-
What do you mean
Did
green
we
light?
leave
Jumper,
on
go.
right light or left light?
Yeah. Could you adjust your critiques for me?
Yeah, leave on bright light or dim light. Let's
Yes.
do that.
Yeah, that's it would have helped, I think.
Oh man, that's
But
crazy.
Otherwise, they're ready to kick you out anyway. So.
Yeah.
not
And
a big deal.
so that led to you working as a buds instructor, right?
Yeah, that was my Twilight tour. That was us staying in the RV park, which is a military RV park right down the street from the compound, which was weirdly convenient.
Yeah.
So I just rode my bicycle.
I'm trying to think of where that is, like further towards Mexico.
Yes, south on the
And
Silver
then you
Strand.
would just come up.
Yeah, just ride Silver Strand on the beach cruiser,
Nice.
drinking my coffee.
Get your
Just-
bullhorn over your shoulder.
Yep.
Get to work.
Yep. Oh, it was great. Because all the Hell Weeks that we would run, it was right across the highway.
Yeah.
At the demo pits, they call it. And
Yeah.
that's where you just do the gauntlet of smokes, crashes,
Yeah.
belt feds, and all the things that are
Yeah.
just hate and discontent for the students.
Yeah. I was staying at
So-
a family friend's house for like, I don't know what you call it, opening night.
Oh yeah, breakout.
And I was like, come on, honey, let's go on the porch and listen to
I
this.
hear it's
'cause
exciting.
we were in those towers that are right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
One of the family friends had one of them. So
Oh, very good.
I was just like, oh, so that's what it is, you
Yeah.
know? Because it is a lot of fun. Because I was a PJ in the peak of my physical fitness, and I was like, hey, we don't have to go near the beach.
we can avoid the sand by all means.
I was like, for some reason, there's all these really, really, really gorgeous men running around, and maybe
Wearing
we'll go.
short shorts.
Maybe we'll go hang out somewhere else. They've all got their boots and pants, no shirt.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't have to wear a shirt.
What?
How's that work?
What?
Just working out.
Yeah.
My wife didn't. Yeah, she liked it. The view, I guess. Beautiful sunrises and sunsets.
That's it.
No.
With the crashing waves. That's
The
it.
crashing
That's the
waves.
real ticket.
No, it's so impressive. I actually had a PJ buddy who was always talking about how much better Navy SEALs were during indoc. And I was like, hey man, just go do that. He's like, oh no, I could never do that. I was like, oh, we're harder than they are. I'd be like, no, we're not. We're just different. And then after he got out, he went back to be a SEAL, like in his late 30s.
Dang.
And he was like, yeah, that was a bad idea. He's like, I can't keep up with these guys. Yeah.
Fast as I can imagine.
Because it's like that idea that like, well, I did this, I can do that. It's like at a time you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember they were like, "Hey, do you want to go to this other selection?" And I was like, "I'm all selectioned out,
Yeah.
guys." Like after the where I worked, yeah, it was crazy. And so then that led. So you were doing that instructor RV, and you started to create Warriors Rest.
Yeah, it was Warriors Rest, and man.
What was like the heart behind that?
So Warriors Rest was more or less, I mean, I had no clue what I was gonna do. There's a lot of things I could have done better on my retirement, and realizing that the retirement, man, the biggest decision of my life, one of the most important of leaving the military, and you're entering that same boat of leaving something you grew up in. You spent your adult life, under a certain umbrella of protection.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know what this looks like. So me and my wife were just coming up with ideas on what to do, what we should be a part of, and what do we do?
Yeah.
Warriors Rest came through as something to help guys that are in my boat. What do I do when I get out? Or how can I help the community I do still love, and knowing the heart of most of those guys, how can we help? How can we give back? Because that's we joined the military, we joined fire department and first responders and all that stuff, and that's a servant's heart. And I didn't realize it when I was coming into the Navy that I had a servant's heart, and that was just bled out of me to this very day, and still bleeds out. And same boat that you're in, even more so, because your job specifically is to serve guys that you're going downrange and to go into war with.
Yeah.
I always thought and pushed for, I'm doing this work because A, I'm having fun, B, the guys that I'm working with are amazing, I want to go do this stuff with these guys.
Yeah.
And looking back on it now and seeing what me, my wife, and all the guys that we're in fellowship with are doing, it's just a servant's heart.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to realize that. And when you realize you're a servant's heart for the kingdom, it's like, this is cool. So again, that hindsight thing, looking back, 2020, starting Warriors Rest, let's serve these guys that we do care and love. So our concept was to bring guys out and give them retreats to just handle,
give them some brain space that isn't San Diego or it's not Virginia
Beach. Out of it. Kind of like post-deployment, pre-deployment retreats that it's like, here's your schedule, here's your things, you got to be at this, you have to do these 2 meetings or else don't do that. And I didn't want that. I never liked that. I always destroyed. There's enough stories on how I rebelled against that kind of structure and routine. So I just wanted something where I knew guys would appreciate that kind of thing. And so Warriors Rest, we ended up linking up with some friends in San Diego, brought them on our board, and then we came up to Idaho to do Warriors Rest to help heroes that confront evil on the front lines.
Yeah.
So that just more or less fell into how can we serve as many people as possible that do hard things.
Yeah.
Falls into missionaries, falls into first responders, military, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the dumpster fires, guys that are just on struggle bus.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. We were getting campfires with like operators, first responders, missionaries, all sitting around the fire, realizing they all bleed the same blood.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. It was really cool. And I'm sitting in the fire with them and doing the same thing. And back to that hindsight thing, I'll come back to the hindsight. Don't let me forget the hindsight.
Okay.
We did that for like the last, till about 04 or 2024, and new convictions. The next another big conviction was, what about the rise? Like, we need to rest, absolutely. We need to take a knee, but we're not dead yet. He's got work for us to do.
Yeah.
So what does it look like to rise? And, brought it up to the board. We talked about it a lot. And they felt convicted to stay with the rest aspect because there's a lot of need for that still, which is awesome, and I'm glad they're doing it. So Denise and I broke off from Warriors Rest and then developed Warriors Rise. And we've been doing that the last couple years now, and that's where the relationship with, that's when actually we met through Matthew, and then we really started coming out here to Boulder Creek and building up next generation, more or less. So going from the guys that need to take the knee and to take that rest to what do we do next with the rise aspect. And back to that hindsight, I look back at it and see like, dang Lord, you're again just really hooking me up with everything, because I'm now at that realization that Warriors Rest was for me to take that knee. No,
that's smart. I mean, building that space, it's one of the things I see a lot, is we forget why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're doing, but then you start to get it confused with like, am I doing this for the boys? Am I doing this for the country? Am I doing this for the people that live in the country? Like, why am I doing this? And then you get into that churn. It's kind of like, I mean, you just imagine like I've been around a lot of paramedics as a paramedic. The biggest thing I see is just they lose that desire to help people because they forget that they're helping people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well nobody ever thanks me. Like, and then they get jaded, they get dark. Yeah. And then you pull them out and you remind them why they're doing, like they get a second to remember. Bring and it's like, I can go back. Yeah. I can go back stronger. In fact, this made me stronger. Now I'm more capable. So that's just really good. And then it sounds like you had that, and you realized, hey, the rest is good.
Yeah, it's needed.
The rest is needed, but I'm seeing something else needed. And rest is happening now, so I can produce this thing that nobody else is doing.
Well, it turns into a self-licking popsicle.
Yeah.
My wife hates it when I say that. She's like, it's just, I can't imagine it. But it's hilarious. That self-licking popsicle with the rest and the rise aspect of it, you take the knee, then you're able to like, all right, new task, new purpose, new understanding. It's like, oh, there's a creator and he's using all of it. Well, now how? So we've been showing with youth, with the next generation, how to build these guys that have, they just don't have the task, they don't have the purpose, they don't have the motivation. The fathers abdicating their roles, and moms, really pushing them themselves and packing their lunches for them and stuff. And that's what's beautiful about everything that's happening with Boulder Creek and Into the Breach, and what Warriors Rise is doing is in that same boat at the same level, while we can still, Warriors Rest and or if like all the other hundreds of organizations out there that they're handling first responders and servants, and they don't know what to do with them. So if you start mixing those first responders with next generation, you've got the ability to redevelop task and purpose with these guys that have lost it. Yeah. And they're just digging their own holes and self-medicating and doing all these things. And then you get this next generation, you kick these guys in the teeth, tell them to wake up and do what they were called to do. Yeah. Motivates them to get back up and find that new love for what they did in the beginning of the beginning of their careers. Yeah. And see the joy, find the joy in actually teaching and building that next generation up to go out and serve well. Yeah. Because so that's what we've been doing, and building up guys, and it's been more of what Warriors Rise has been doing has been more based from a soft perspective. So it's a little bit more aggressive than a lot of the special operations forces is the getting those guys in to, back track. So coming from a soft or special operations forces background, I tend to apply a little bit more severity and grit to the whole structure of things.
Some people call it motivational techniques.
Yes.
You can motivate people through many things.
With speech and
Yeah,
logs.
speech and pumps, loud noises.
So yeah, so that's we're kind of on the far spectrum because I'm coming from that. I've attracted guys that want to go to that,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to pull in just the regular guys that are just like, I'm leaving my home, like I'm about to be my own man. How do I go about doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll jump in and they're like, it was a little bit more intense than what I was expecting or wanted, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So like going forward and where we're at, what we've already done and kind of experimented and planned and worked with everything into the breach, with everything that Four Winds is doing and Boulder Creek, like it's a very wide and capable opportunity for next generation and previous generation to come in, learn from each other, because you kick these guys in the teeth, be like, I need you as an instructor, I need you as a safety observer, I need you to be around and assist guys and help them, and that just fires them up to be able to like go back to what they love.
I think we always forget that we have learned something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how did you get back in the pool after you fail? Right? How did you decide, I'm going to put these shorts back on today and I'm going to get back out and go jump in the water knowing the trial's coming? Yeah. Like, especially when it's like day in, day out. Yeah. Like PJ Indoc was the same way, and it was like, hey, what are we doing today? Same thing we do every day, Pinky. Mm-hmm. Try not to quit. Like that's it. It's like we're doing the same thing. We're going to try not to quit. We don't want to piss the instructors off and make our life hard. And then regardless of how well you do at that, there's always something to make them angry and kick you in the teeth again, and then you're back in it and you're going, okay, laying in your bed at night saying, I don't want to wake up tomorrow.
No, absolutely not.
Can I be, if I sneak out now, is that okay? Like what's the process? I'll ring the bell when nobody looks. Yeah. Like whatever that quit is. Yeah. And I think a lot of times that what was that thing that people quiet quitting or whatever, or quitting by action is something we had to instill in the PJ pipeline, because people would quit by their behavior. Yes. Like they weren't willing to, for us we had a horn, right? But it was like, hey, you're not trying. Yeah. And if you continue to not try, you just quit by action.
Nonverbal DOR.
Yeah. And I mean, we are doing that in America, right? Husbands are doing it, kids are doing it. People at work, quiet quitting, right? Yeah. Like, and that's it. And it's so hard to see because it's like, hold on, God taught me how to wake up tomorrow and put my clothes back on. Yeah. I can teach other people that. And in fact, if I can teach them younger, like thanks be to God, because
teach them to tie their shoes.
Because what are you growing up to do? Hardship, struggle. Yeah. Life is hard.
It's not the Disney fairy tale.
No. No, people think it's the other way around. So let's backtrack a little. You were with Team 5. Yeah. And what did you do on team? Like, what does that look like? I've worked with SEALs, mostly in Germany or Virginia, but I haven't worked with just direct teams except for Team 2. And
they're more of a self-sustaining unit. So the regular SEAL teams are, I believe they're tier 3 because they got to do all their own stuff. They're kind of self-sustaining, much like SF and all that. Only, it's kind of all the same mission. So getting in, I actually turned out to be do decent in SQT with learning the operator way of life and skills and all that stuff. So I got to Team 5 and I was offered, as a new guy, sniper school. Whoa. But still stuck in my sin and my ways, and got to sniper school a few weeks in, went out with some of the older guys in the team that were just coming back from a pretty kinetic deployment. And this is the height of, Ramadi, Fallujah time frame. Yeah. And ended up having a few too many drinks and running my suck a little bit. And by the end of the night, my jaw was broken in 5 places and my retina was a little not removed, but
Not where it's supposed to be.
it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So I tried to keep pushing through sniper school, all jacked. I couldn't eat. I was
Wow.
like, yeah, talking like this, but it's like I was pushing for it, and like I knew as a new guy, getting sniper school wasn't just handed to guys.
Yeah.
It was reward.
Yeah.
And I was honored to be a part of it, but realizing that my sinful nature and obnoxious talking under the influence brought me to a bad repercussion.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up having to drop the sniper course, which was pretty terrifying. My first platoon was pretty terrifying for me. As I look back on it, I was like, yeah, I was super scared. I really didn't think I was going to make it. I thought that the old guys in my platoon were going to kill me on training.
Wow.
I truly thought that. Every day I went into work, I was like, I'm going to get wrapped up, I'm going to get beat, I'm going to get thrown in the water, duct taped, and they won't come recover me. Blame it on cartel or something, I don't know. Or definitely, going on any one of our training trips, it could easily get shot. That happens all the time. That was my thought for first year and a half at Team 5.
Wow.
Every day going to work. But so got my jaw wired and my eye fixed, and then they didn't want to just have me sit around wasted sweeping parking lots, because I was in trouble for that. Nobody else did. And I didn't go tell on the guys that did it. I didn't, and the entire command, from Command Master Chief on down, everybody was pulling me into their office, trying to get me to, tell them who did it and what was going on, and I didn't. I said, I'm not going to say. And that actually, a few months later, led my Master Chief to tell me, or ordered me to screen for the Tier 1 entities as a new guy, which I was now completely confused about.
Yeah.
But they ended up putting me in a comms, and then I got JTAC as a new guy.
Wow.
So second platoon were the JTAC role.
Yeah.
So what's Tier 1? Like, why is that? Why are you screening for Tier 1? Why would that be interesting?
So the Tier 1 entity or development group, or the unofficial SEAL Team 6, was the screening process that my Command Master Chief was telling me to apply for, which, most guys in the SEAL teams, that's their aspiration, is to go to Dev Group and go that route and work that Tier 1 entity where, endless budgets and opportunities and, just, it's the show, right? It's the next show. So I was really confused, because I thought I was in trouble and I thought I was going to die, but now, I don't know. So I just lived in that confusion for a little bit. And the mentorship it could have been better in my time as a new guy. So I was learning a lot of stuff kind of alone. Guys were kind of like ostracizing me. So I stayed working, I was persevering through it and still just trying not to die. And then got on deployment, and deployment kind of changed. Everything kind of changed, because the whole dynamic, beach debt being, stateside, it's a little different dynamic in the training environment. But when you're going down range, and now it's real work and real lives are on the line and matters, the demeanor changed, and you became the team, right? Going to work, and we were doing a lot of work. And it's pretty kinetic. We were in Fallujah at that time, so. Being the main comms guy and the main JTAC for that deployment kind of changed things, and came back from that deployment as a one platoon wonder, which those are the most dangerous out there, because they've got that little bit of experience, and now
I've done it.
Yeah. So I would like to say that next platoon got better, but I just had arrogance and pride to put on my shoulders and carry around, and that carried for another, few more years into that realm until whole life changed. Where came back from an Afghanistan deployment, and I was now at the point where I could screen and excuse me. Well, I'd taken a break, went to breacher school, did some climbing stuff, and did all the SEAL team stuff for a few years and deployments. And now it's at the time like I want to screen. I want to go to that tier 1. I'm ready for the show, but my arrogance and everything is still just at the peak of the pinnacle of my life. Just like I can do anything. It's all me. God didn't do that in buds.
Yeah.
I did. Still heathen as all get out. Pagan, working harder and harder to be as pagan as I possibly could. I had my orders. I got accepted to Green Team, which is the initial schoolhouse for the selection process of development group. And I'm in Afghanistan. I already did all my screening. And then I give my wife a call because I got an email saying, hey, you're accepted. You'll be shipping out at this time. I let my wife know, and unbeknownst to me, my wife was prepping papers to serve me when I got back from deployment.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how awesome of a life I was living. Just rock star lifestyle and the height of my pride.
Yeah.
And she was just over it. She was sick of it, and she couldn't, handle the lifestyle we were living and I was pushing into, knowing that it was only going to get worse if I went, to this command. And I had a lot of good buddies already out there, so it wouldn't have gotten any better. So I had to call with her saying, hey, I'll be coming home from Afghanistan a little early so I can prep for Green Team. And she was like, well, cool, have fun. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I ain't going. So, and yeah, and she left it at that. So that's when she started getting everything ready in order for me to come home and be like, hand me the stuff and be done with it. And we, continue mission in our own ways. I didn't know that at the time. I was just like, I don't get it. So I talked to my other command master chief, who was a legend at development group. They named shooting drills after him, kind of guy.
Yeah.
And and he was our command master chief at the time, and I sat down talking with him, like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, this is, I married my wife. I want to be a husband. I would like to be a father. And now I think I'm riding the line right now where I can't have both. I can't have my cake and eat it too. She's not coming with me. And he sat me down, and he's just like, Neil, I'm talking to you as a friend right now. And he's like, my son's serving a life sentence in prison. My daughter will not talk to me, and I'm on my second marriage right now. So what's it worth? This job comes and it goes. And it's just, that's the big thing for these young guys that I'm trying to explain to them. It's like, if you let it consume you, man, it has no problem, and it will not wait. It will consume every morsel, every fiber of your being, especially if you don't have faith. Because here I am, and again, another conviction from the Lord, like, I don't know, like, what to do. And he was telling me, you've got your job and you've got your life. Don't let this be the identity in which you take, because this job will come and it'll go just as fast, even faster in a lot of cases. So I canceled my orders.
Whoa.
Canceled my orders, and then told my wife, totally foiled her plan, because more or less I told her, I was like, I'm choosing you over the job. And still, I was like, I don't know why. Because my pride and everything it was terrible. It was not good. But that's where we were at. So finish out the deployment, go back home, and then we kind of mend a few things out. She knows that I'm not leaving, so now we got to figure things out, talk through a lot of stuff. I'm struggling because I don't want to talk about anything. And then my brother ends up passing away while we're on a post-deployment vacation. So came back from Afghanistan, we get a month off. We went to Europe and got a call in Europe that my brother was on life support. And he just had a baby.
Oof.
And hindsight again. we'll get back to it. So my brother's on life support, so now we call Red Cross, get the Red Cross message, fly back out to New Mexico, and say goodbye to my brother. And we ended up cremating him there and burying him, having a memorial there. And we see, I meet my nephew for the first time at 8 months old. And seeing the lifestyle that he was in, the position he was in, decided that he couldn't live in those conditions any longer. So my wife and I brought him and his mother back with us from New Mexico. Got her as best we could on a better life, on a better path, and worked into the cards that we adopted him. So my oldest son is still with us, 13 years old. Just an amazing, amazing young man. She ended up not lasting more than like 6 months at our house, where she couldn't get it together, and we gave her an ultimatum. She chose the latter, and so she moved, and we are in full custody and adoption of Landon, my son. That changed everything, and I try and tell him, I need to tell him more, that he was a hinge point in me and my wife finding our faith. Because she didn't know how to mother, she didn't know how to raise kids, anything. She came from a very broken home as well, and didn't know anything about being an adult, self-taught everything. So now she started to like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I've gone to church before, so I'm just going to go back into the church thing and learn how to be a wife and a mother. So she ended up finding her faith. I'm disgusted with it. I'm like, I'm just going to go skydiving while you do that stuff, or I'll go do other things. So that's what I was doing for a while. I get an opportunity to go to Israel for a month for work, to just go learn things.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the entire month that I was in Israel, I did maybe 1 day of work a week. And we didn't know what to do with ourselves. Oh, weirdly enough, convenient and just totally random that all the guys I was with in Israel were all God-fearing guys. It's like, fine, we'll hang out. What do you want to do today? And we traveled Israel for a month, over and over again, hit everything multiple times, just over and over, seeing everything and digging deeper into all of it. Watched The Passion for the first time out there. I was like, well, I should probably study on something to learn where I'm at. And so I did, and that's been my relationship with the Lord and how he's walking me through everything. He definitely has, I got to be somewhere, I got to be doing something, and he shows me in the things we do and the work we do. It's how we commune.
Wow.
And about a month after I came back from Israel, I ended up getting baptized.
That's awesome.
Weirdly enough, my wife had been praying for me ever since we adopted Landon.
Weird, right?
It's weird. I don't get it.
Why would she do that? Right.
But the hindsight, again, just it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild how the Lord works, and looking at the hindsight on, deployments and downrange, working with you guys and working with, MARSOC and from all of Iraq and good portions of Afghanistan, all over the world, man. You go into that stuff without faith, like it just seems so ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, it's just the scariest thing I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's like just hanging it out there, no hope for the future. Just hopefully I'm as invisible as I think I am.
You're just going in blind, blind and ignorant. It's like, death is like a foot that way. Yeah. It's like, how do we pull ourselves to do it? And it's pride, man. It's unbelievable what the enemy tells guys that do that kind of work when they don't have faith in the Lord. Yeah. Like the blessing in my career was that I got I got to do most of my career as a heathen,
Yeah.
as a non-believer, and I can speak to that side of it. And then doing the last portion of my career with deployments and instruction as a believer, that difference. And that's why I try and tell guys that we train up. It's like, there is a stark difference, and know that if you go in not like as a nice guy, a good neighbor, a Ned Flanders of the community and church, you go in as a warrior priest to everything that he's called you to do. Be advised, you are the most capable warrior on the field.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mind-blowing, and I wish I had that as a new operator. I wish I had that before I was going into a pretty life-threatening career.
Yeah. I mean, the comfort, right? Because there is no failure in God's plan.
No.
Like, he's not going to fail.
No.
He didn't. Look at you now.
No.
But that whole time, it's like, what was I even doing? You know?
Right.
And that's kind of that thing, right? It's like, how can I make sure that people go in armed for battle?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How do you impress that onto someone, that failure isn't your failure, it is God's plan.
Yeah.
Or
Weird.
death,
It's not failure at all.
pain, right? All these things. It's
Yeah.
like, well, here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put my identity in my pin or my hat, my beret, my uniform,
Yeah.
my executive C-suite position,
Mm-hmm.
and then something happens, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm not me anymore. So
Yeah.
what's the point, right? I've lost everything, so
Yep.
I'm just going to distract myself from handling this. And it's that crazy thing where it's like, learning resiliency as a non-Christian is interesting, because when you look
Right.
back as a Christian, you go, oh, that's why you trained me to be resilient. That's why I'm still here. Like, you did that. And it's so humbling, because once you take that off and you go, oh, I am no longer, Navy SEAL Superman selected for Tier 1, husband, father. I'm God's, and he made me to be a SEAL husband, father.
He gave
Right.
me these attributes, these
Yeah.
abilities, yeah.
And he gave me a heart to want to help
Yes.
people navigate that at whatever stage, right? It's such a powerful statement, because it's one of the things when I got into marriage and family therapy after my buddy died, and I saw that people in my field were so focused on the job that they actually didn't have purpose. Because you think your job's your purpose,
Yeah.
but your job fails.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always tell people is, everything you love that isn't God is going to die or fail. And when that happens, what do you do? And it's like, do you find something else to love? Or do you distract yourself using all sorts of distractions, right? I'm going to look at my phone, I'm going to get into drugs, I'm going to drink a lot, whatever it is, I'm going to distract myself from the truth. And like, that is not, it's not helpful. It works. That's why everybody does it.
Momentarily.
Yeah, they're well distracted, but eventually you look back and you go, man, what was the reason for all this? There isn't one. Without God, really just worthless. But with God, it's awesome, because then you go, God, what did you make me for? What's my purpose? And he gives it to you.
Yeah.
No, that's so cool. I mean, it's such a powerful thing to hear. So when was it that you got baptized?
2015.
2015. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it just was, hey, I got a heart for the men. I'm going to make warriors rest. Hey, I've got a heart for the future and for where they're going. I'm going to make warriors rise.
It's just the incremental blocks. It's kind of like Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, where he's making those steps to get to the cup.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Right.
where I'm going, but you got my steps. And it's been that literally every step of the way
Yeah.
from 2015.
That's so awesome.
And I told him, because I used to burn myself. again, one of my buddies that ended up passing away, and for the teams, they've got K-bars.
Yeah.
That they'll put a KIA seal on the K-bar, and when you graduate BUDS, the commanding officer gives you a K-bar. Like, hey, you made it through BUDS. You got another 6 months of training, but BUDS is over.
Yeah.
So here's a K-bar. And so I was given my buddy's K-bar by that same command master chief. And I used to, again, digging deep into the pagan stuff, like I used to burn myself. I would just get nice and hammered and sit knives in the fire and just burn myself. Wow. Because that was like my escape. That's what made me feel good.
Feel something.
Yeah. To get the feel. And I was actually right before I got baptized, already coming back from Israel, adopted Landon, and I'm just in a whirlwind. It's like I canceled the best orders of my career, and this is crazy. I'm taking crazy pills right now.
Yeah.
Good. Just taking a bottle of Jack down to Pound Town and cooking myself. And Denise just already now I'm understanding who Jesus is and what the Bible was kind of pointing towards, and so now I'm just like on fire inside, like nothing I can't relate it to anything in my life or experiences. So there I am, like, a fifth of whiskey deep and new burns on my chest. And Denise comes out. She's like, "Are you done yet? We got things to do tomorrow. Come take a shower." I think she said we were going to church tomorrow. Because after Israel, I was like, fine, I'll go check out church.
Yeah.
I'll see what it's about. I'll be the good dad.
Yeah, I won't go skydive this morning.
Yeah. And so, I walk into the house and take a shower. Took a shower together and hammered drunk completely. And I collapsed in the shower. Birthday suit and all, just collapsed to my knees and quit. I said, I quit. And I just started bawling and crying like crazy. And she's like, "What do you mean you quit?" I'm like, I just give up. I give up on this, everything that I'm doing. I have no idea what this means, but I think Christ is the answer. And I want to do that. And then she started praying over me. I completely sobered up from damn near a blackout state. Yeah, she prayed over me. And I went to church the next day. Here we are.
Thanks be to God. Man, that's incredible. Yeah, that's like, I don't even know the beautiful things we can't explain, right?
Bro.
It's like, oh, okay, that's what you made me for.
Yeah.
New purpose. I'm going to quit vain pursuits, right? It just reminds me, right? It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He'll make your path straight. It's like, oh, so this twisty, turvy path leading I don't know where.
Yeah.
I give up on that.
Yeah, done. I don't like this.
I want to submit to the one who makes it straight.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
It's a beautiful thing, especially for the guys getting out that don't have the faith, and like being able to bring guys out here and hear that and experience that and be like, you're worse than the stock market lines, dude.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah.
I know you're not, because I had 4 years to really wrap my head around how terrible that is. And so having that, and then everything that we're about to kick off here, being able to get those guys to understand that, and to then pour into the next generation and have them understand that and deliver that like self-licking popsicle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pursuit of looking like you know what you're doing is one of the most difficult challenges anyone will ever face their whole life, because uncertainty is just natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I do next? Where do I turn? What's the next thing I'm going to do after this? Or now that this is happening, I've lost my purpose. I've lost whatever. And when you give that up, that pursuit, because how hard is it to go talk to like a psych or someone, you know, you talk to a psych or a pastor or someone who's essentially it's like, well, they've always had it together. And then eventually they tell you a story and you go, oh, you're a person too. Interesting. But how many people do we interact with where you never see that? Like you even, you know, what's the biggest critique of the church is that it's full of hypocrites, right? It's full of a bunch of people who just judge me because I'm not like them. Or they've got it all together. I don't want to be around them because it makes me feel bad about myself. And it's like, you know, we don't have it all together. Like we're walking failures that know it, but somehow those failures have led to successes that make us look super awesome on paper.
Yeah.
But it didn't come easy. And it didn't get easier. It just got less painful, right? Like Matthew.
You understand the purpose in it all, and you can see his reasoning for it, and that's sometimes, most times, I think, give me the why, and then I can motivate myself to accomplish.
Yeah.
If I agree with the why, and God's why is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.